Hello everybody and welcome to my NXT No Mercy predictions. Remember to put your predictions down in the comment section down below to find out if you can beat me at my predictions contest, which if you do, congratulations, gold star smiley face, and if you don't, haha, stuff you. Let's get into the first one. First up, we have the only non-title match on the card, which is Bron Breakker versus Baron Corbin, which is all about the Von Wagner story of who gets to beat up Von Wagner while Bron Breakker nearly killed him. So, I mean, it has to be Bron Breakker. Bron Breakker is walking away with the victory here. Now, there is an opportunity for Von Wagner to come back and actually cost Bron Breakker the match, but I think it would be even better if we just keep the Bron Breakker dominance going, and maybe Von Wagner will be the one to beat him before Bron goes up to the main roster. But I'm gonna go with Bron with this one. Just fingers crossed that Von Wagner doesn't turn up. Next up, we have a Fatal 4-Way tag team match for the NXT Tag Team Championship. So we've got the champions, Tony D'Angelo and Stacks, defending their championships against Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo, the Creed Brothers and OTM. I'm gonna go with the Creed Brothers here. I don't know why, I just feel like the Creed Brothers have come back, and I feel like getting a bit of momentum behind them with the Tag Team Championships will be a good way of moving forwards. For me, it's between them and Tony D'Angelo and Stacks actually keeping the titles, but I don't know, I've just got a sneaky suspicion that the Creed Brothers are going to walk away with this one. And next up, we have a really exciting match for me being British, as we've got Noam Dar facing off against Butch, aka Pete Dunne, for the NXT Heritage Cup. Now, this is a really tough one, because obviously Noam Dar has held that cup a while, and you know, this would be a big victory if Noam Dar can do it. On the other hand, you got Butch, who is a main roster talent, can come down to NXT and have some really good matches and elevate some stars. It's really tough. I've changed my mind a few times on this, but I'm gonna go with Butch. I think, you know, it could be a really good way of, again, bringing some of these matches onto the main roster. We've been seeing it with Dominik Mysterio bringing the North American title over to Raw. I think they could be doing something similar, but over on SmackDown, which will happen through Butch. You know, you have him defend the Heritage Cup over there. Maybe Noam Dar gets it back, but I don't think he will. I think it will end up on somebody else. I don't know who that will be, but I'm going to go with Butch here. Next up, we have the NXT North American Championship match between the champion Dominik Mysterio facing off against Trick Williams, with Dragon Lee as the special guest referee. Now, this obviously has the cloud over it of Mustafa Ali, who unfortunately was released, which resulted in this change, but I don't think it's actually going to change the result. I did think that they might have pulled a quickie on us and switched the bouts, and then I saw Dragon Lee as special guest referee, and at that point I was like, no, they're going to continue that story of Dragon Lee and Dom, and I think at some point Dragon Lee's going to be the one to take the title off of Dom. So therefore, Dominik Mysterio has to whoop that trick before getting another match with Dragon Lee. They could pull a fast one on us, but I just can't see it. I think Dom's doing such a good job with the North American Championship that taking it off him now might actually diminish that title rather than elevating it anymore. I think Trick will win it at some point, and I think Trick is an amazing talent, and I want him to win it. This is one I hope I'm wrong on, but I think Dom will keep the belt. Next up, we have the NXT Championship match between Carmelo Hayes and Ilja Dragunov, and in this one, I just can't see anyone than Carmelo Hayes keeping that championship. I can't see the championship on Ilja Dragunov. No matter how good Ilja Dragunov is, I just can't see anyone else holding that championship other than Carmelo Hayes. No one else has really gotten to that level. And I know that Ilja's done a really good job, and I've really enjoyed his work, but Carmelo's just the guy right now. He really is the guy, and you need to build someone else up to be that guy. And I think a really good way of doing that is building up a heel to beat him. And, you know, I know that heels and faces, you know, there's a lot of tweenery stuff going on, but a badass heel coming up and beating Carmelo Hayes and hurting the fans will, I think, be a better payoff than Ilja Dragunov winning here. So it has to be Carmelo for me. And finally, what will likely be the main event of the evening, it is the Extreme Rules match between the NXT Women's Champion Becky Lynch facing off against Tiffany Stratton. This is incredibly difficult. Incredibly difficult. Because before the Tegan Nox story started to happen, I thought it would be a quick switch back to Tiffany Stratton. Now we've got this Tegan Nox story going on. I've got a feeling they're going to keep it on Becky. It's really tough. This is probably one of the toughest of the night, I think, for me. I've seen people go back and forth feeling that Tiffany really needs this victory, and then others thinking, you know, we want to see Becky keep that championship. I want it to go on to Tiffany. I think they're going to keep it on Becky Lynch. I think there's something with this storyline with Tegan Nox and giving other people opportunities that's just going to keep bubbling away. I don't know what it's going to result in, but I'm going to go with Becky Lynch, and it's a risk, but I'm going to go with Becky Lynch because I can't see the match between Tiffany Stratton and Tegan Nox happening on Raw next week, which is what's scheduled if she was to go on and win this match. So therefore I feel like I have to go for Becky Lynch. So there is all of my predictions for NXT No Mercy. Put down in the comment section down below what your predictions are for the event so you can see if you can beat me, which probably will happen because I'm absolutely awful at predictions. But hey, I might just be able to nick it. Well, if you want to check out more of my content, then check out this video right here, where I try and win the Royal Rumble with Evolution. I try and get everyone to work together with Evolution to go on and win the Royal Rumble. See how that turns out, because I can guarantee you now it doesn't turn out how you would expect.